for this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to create custom buttons that can link your students to different things inside Canvas or to external websites through Canvas. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to go into our pages here. Alright, so maybe I'd like the students to have a button in this All You Need to Know page that will take them to their test or something like that. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and go to All You Need to Know, and then we're going to go up here to Edit. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to insert a table, and the reason I'm doing this is because if I wanted to add, let's say, 3 buttons, I want them to be equally spaced on my screen here, and the table allows me to do that a lot easier than just inserting and trying to manage and move them around. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go up to Table here. I'm just going to make a 3x1 table, and then before I make anything or insert anything, I'm going to press this first button here for the table properties, and then I'm going to change this border to 0 and then say OK. What it's going to do is it's going to hide this table so that the only thing the students see are the buttons that I put inside the table. So now it's time to go ahead and make our button. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually need to access Google and Google's tools. So let's go ahead and go to another tab. We're going to type in Google Drive, go to Drive, and I don't like when I have extra stuff, so I'm just going to close out of this. So right now I'm logged into my own Google account, but I want to be logged into my Volusia County, but I want to be logged into my actual county email. So I'm just going to go up here and I'm going to switch to that email. Alright, there we go. So as you can see, I've actually created a button before, but I'm going to start from scratch so you know what I did. So let's go ahead and press New. Then I'm going to go to More, and then I'm going to say Google Drawings. If you do not have Google Drawings on here, what you're going to do is you're going to press Connect More Apps, and then you're going to search for Google Drawings. But if you do already have it, we're going to go ahead and select it. And what Google Drawings will do is it will bring up a blank canvas for you to create whatever it is you'd like to create. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this, and I'm going to call this Quiz Button. Perfect. And maybe I teach science and I'd like the theme of my button to be space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to this button here. I'm going to press search for the web, and I'm going to type in space. Alright, so maybe I'd like something with the galaxy and some stars here. In fact, actually I like this one a little more. I'm going to check that. So once I found the picture, I'm going to go ahead and press insert. And I'd like my button to actually be a little more circular instead of a rectangle. So to do that, I'm going to go up to crop. I'm going to say shapes, and then I'm going to say circle. Now I don't necessarily want an oval, so I'm going to double click the picture here, and then I can go in and adjust my settings for this circle. Alright, that looks good. The other thing I'd like to do too is I'm going to move this circle so that the edges of it line up to the top and the left side of my canvas. Then I'm going to resize my canvas so that it perfectly fits around my circle. Because if I don't, what's going to happen is once I publish this to the web, it's going to include all that extra space that we don't necessarily want. So I'm going to get as close as I can be without cutting off my circle there. Alright. Okay, so now let's go ahead and add our text. So we're going to call this quizzes because I'd like this to lead the students to quiz. And then I'm just going to select the font. We'll make it lobster. I'm going to make it as large as I possibly can so that the students can see it really well. And then I'm going to center it. And I'm going to change the color to a white color. Okay. And then let's center that in our circle here. Alright, so that looks pretty good. The other thing I'd like to do is I'm actually going to add a shadow to this just to make it a little fancier. So I'm going to select my text, go to Format Options, and then I'm going to select Drop Shadow. There we go. So it just looks a little more finished. Alright, so now that we've finished our button, we're going to go ahead and go up to File, and then we're going to select Publish to the Web. We're then going to select Link, we're going to say Publish. It's going to ask us if we'd like to publish it, we're going to say OK. And then we're going to need to copy this link that it just created for us. Once we've done that, we can go back to Canvas, and we can insert the picture into our table that we created before. So to do that, I'm going to go up here, select Embed Image, and then I'm going to paste in the link that they gave us before on Google Drawing. Then I'm going to press Update. It might take a second depending on how big your picture is, but once it's loaded, it should be inside of your table here. So now this is an enormous button, and we're going to need to resize it. So let's go ahead and press our picture, and then we can resize it so that it fits this a lot better. And the size really is up to you. If you would like it to be bigger, smaller, whatever, that's for you to determine. I am going to align it so that it's inside the middle of our table here. And there we go. Okay, so now it's time to link this to our quizzes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select this button. I'm going to go to the side here, and I'm going to press the drop-down menu for quizzes. I'm then going to select Getting to Know You Survey. And there we go. So now when the students press this quiz, it'll take them to the Getting to Know You survey. So if that's exactly what I'd like and I don't need to make any more changes, I'll go ahead and press Save. Now, if I press this button here, it'll take me directly to this survey. So this just makes it a little easier for the students to navigate everything, especially if it's all in one place. If you wanted to have a little bit more customization, you can go back to Google Drawings here, and you can create a banner for your page. So instead of it being Welcome to Film and Animation, I can create a fancy little banner inside Google Drawings here, and I can have it connect with the rest of my buttons theme. So you can get as fun or as, customizable as you like. It's really up to you, and it's up to your own judgment. But that's basically how you create buttons inside Canvas, and that's how you can link these buttons to different parts of Canvas. You can also link this to like a external website if you wanted to, and that's super easy. All you would need to do is, instead of selecting the button on the side here, you would just select your button, you would press link to URL, and then you could post whatever link you'd like for the students to go to. So there we go. Alright, and that pretty much concludes this video. In the next video, I'm going to show you how I can embed one of my PowerPoints to Canvas, and how the students can go through my PowerPoint without having to leave Canvas. So if that's something you're interested in, then continue along, and I'll show you in the next video.